We're back. Car ride convos with Coach Nicole. I saw a really cool video that got me thinking on what I wanted to talk about today, this week. And the first thing that I want you to think about, and this is a question for you, I want you to think back to your childhood. It could have been when you were playing in sports, maybe performing arts, maybe a performance at school, or just in general. But I want you to think of your most memorable moment with your parent. Okay, so now that you've remembered that, this is where I'm going with this, is what do you want your athlete to remember? When they think back, when they're 30 years old, and maybe they're still playing the sport, maybe, or maybe they're working a job and not playing anymore. What do you want them to remember when they think about you and they think about their sport? I watched a video on Instagram, and the caption on the video was the importance of showing up. And the kid must have been in 5th grade or 4th grade or something, and he's walking in a line into a gymnasium. It looked like some sort of performance, and you could just see in his body language, very nervous, scanning the bleachers, scanning the audience, looking, and all of a sudden his eyes lock in with his parents. Face lights up, body language completely changes. And he can't take his eyes off of him. I mean, it was such a sweet moment. And it got me thinking back to when I was challenged with this question. When I first began marketing for a parent program that I tried to launch a few years ago, I had to create these marketing emails that would be relatable to parents. And one of them, I wrote about my memory of my parents. And my memory of my parents, and I remember tearing up as I'm writing this email, but they never really pushed me. I kind of just I would go out and do my drills. I would do my practice at home, and, and I remember I would go to my games, and at the beginning of the game, and randomly throughout the game, I'd always glance over to them in the bleachers, and I will never forget. It's like I could picture them to this day. My mom sitting in the bleachers with her elbows resting on her knees, her chin resting in her hands. Her hands are kind of wrapped around her cheeks. She's just watching. Just like that. And my dad, more sprawled out. His legs are on the bleacher seat in front of him, and he's kind of leaned back and has his arms crossed. And every time I glance over, if he catches me looking at him, he'd always give me a fist bump and a head nod, and that would just like light a fire inside me. And I can remember when I wrote those emails, my parents still support me. They go to my free webinars and read my emails, and they'll call me and give me ideas and tell me, feedback and what was good, what could improve. So he calls me after reading this email that he got about my memory of them, and he goes, "That was a great email. It got me." And so, again, I just challenge you, what do you want your athlete to remember? If they were going to write that email, a marketing email about their memory of their parent watching them play sports or something with sport, what would you want them to write about? And how can you be that parent as much as possible? Create those memories as much as possible. Pretty impactful when you think about it. So, think about it, reflect on it. I hope that you've enjoyed today. Something to think about and then apply. making memories, good ones. All right, have a good rest of the week.